Hey Lash fam, welcome back guys to another YouTube video. Today I got a good one for you. I'm going to be showing you how to make volume fans using our Easy Fan lashes. This might sound really simple, but I want to just show you guys exactly how to do it. It's a little bit more complex than you may think, and I have all the tips and tricks to show you guys how to make consistent Easy Fan lashes. So let's jump right into this video. Let's waste no time. Make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up. Let's go. All right, so we are here and I have my lashes here on my little tile, and what I'm gonna demonstrate for you guys is how to properly make fans using Easy Fan lashes. I have here from our OG collection, this is D-Curl, we're using 0.05. And just a little tip guys, always brush out the Easy Fan lashes. This helps remove any excess adhesive that might be there. It just helps open up the fan a little bit more. Okay, so I've brushed them out to where I want them to be. First thing you want to do is get a really good pair of tweezers. Now, tweezers are very important because without a proper tweezer, your fans will also not be great. So get yourself a really good tweezer. Here I am using our boot tweezer in gloss, and the reason why I like this tweezer so much, especially for beginners, is because of how consistent it is. When you start working with 45-degree tweezers or more tweezers that have smaller grips here, you want to be a little bit more experienced with them because it is such, you're using way less of the tweezer. Okay, I want to show you guys this tweezer specifically where the sweet spot is. Now, most tweezers do have a sweet spot, so you want to be in the controlled zone of your tweezer. What a lot of lash artists do is they like their hands to be up higher. The problem with that is you have less of a grip on your tweezer, which means you're going to run into more issues when you go to pick up fans or you're placing fans, things like that. So if you hit the controlled zone at all times, your middle finger wants to be low at the base here, and your thumb wants to be directly across from it. And you want to stay in this position through your whole lashing set. You want your hands to never move. So I'm going to show you guys why it's important to stay in the controlled zone versus shifting your hand up and down the tweezer as you lash. You want to stay in one spot. So I have my tweezer where I want it, and my lashes are good to go. So now let's zoom in a little bit so you guys can see up closely what we're working with. Okay, so like I said, we have brushed out our lashes. The first thing you want to do is take off some lashes off this strip. Reason being is we need this little brown strip here to fan open our lashes on. Now, if you have a strip that's already has lashes missing from it, you can transfer it down and you could just lash on that strip there. Since we don't have that, I'm just gonna go ahead and remove some so that I can make my fans where I want them. Okay, so that's probably good enough. As you go on, you'll start to get more of that line exposed, and then lashing will be a lot easier. So if you can see, I'm grabbing the lashes with the tip of my tweezer. After that, I'm gonna go ahead and drop it back down on the strip. And what's important here is the shift of my tweezer. So when I pick up, I'm here, but when I fan open, I'm now here. You can see the tip of my tweezer, the sharpest part, is facing into the lashes, and I'm using that point to maneuver the little hairs in the fan where I want them to go. Now, this is obviously a really big fan, so we would go ahead obviously and take some off, and then you can always pick this fan back up and drop it back down and position it back where you want it. That way you can fan it open again. And you guys can see that I'm again twisting the tweezer in and fanning my lashes open. So yes, these are Easy Fan lashes. Your sets are gonna come out a lot faster because you now have a lash that is bonded at the base that is not gonna fall apart. You are still hand making fans in a sense to where you're creating that fan, right? We're not just picking up and going, even though you could, because you can see as I picked up, that fan is still there. But do you see that that fan closes? So we don't want our fans to close. So what we need to do is take that extra step and just pick up, drop it down on the brown line there. Turn your tweezer in, this is the magic part here, and then you're going to fan it out as wide as you want it. I personally like to fan my lashes wider because I like the fluffiness of the set that it gives. Obviously, the more narrow fans you make, the more uniformed, I guess you could say, it would look. So now I have my fan here. I fanned it out to how I wanted it. Now I'm gonna go behind the fan, and I'm gonna ride the top of that brown line. I'm gonna pinch, and I'm using the tip of my tweezer, and I'm picking up. First things first, fingers are in the right position always. Again, go in following that top of that line. You guys can see my tweezer is a little relaxed, I would say. So I'm not coming in at this high point, I'm coming in down here. I'm following the top of that brown line. I'm using the tip of my tweezer, that's really important. When we come in and we use the whole grip of the tweezer, you can see how much lashes we're grabbing. And we don't ever wanna make a fan that big. So we're gonna come out and we're gonna use just the tip. I'm gonna get the fans I want and I'm gonna pull towards myself. The base is always a little underneath this brown line. That's gonna give me the leeway I need to open up the fan a lot easier. So again, I'm using that tip of my tweezer, fanning it open and getting it exactly how I want it. This is where you guys can perfect your fan if you need to take some lashes off, if you need to open it a little better, or if you want it to be wider. And then you're gonna go behind it. You're still in this relaxed stage. We're not coming up here. We're still at this point. I'm coming down below. I'm making sure I have enough pressure in my tweezer and I am lifting that fan up. So again, guys, Easy Fan lashes are a great lash to use, and we're using the OG from LBK's collection. And you can see that they glide open really easily. They fan like butter, which is so nice. And this is great for beginner lash artists too, who struggle with making handmade fans. What's great about them is, again, you have those bases that are bonded together, so they're not gonna fall apart, which is really the hardest part when you are making fans as a beginner in volume lashing. Traditionally, you have to worry about the base falling apart on top of having a fan be consistent in the way it's fanned open. So when you're working with easy fans, they're a lot easier because all you're focusing on is making your fan beautiful, but you don't have to worry about your base because you could drop it down and it's gonna stay there. It's not gonna fall apart. Another tip when you're using Easy Fan lashes is if you want to make your fan smaller, you never pull from the center, you always go from the sides, and then you can remove and make your fan smaller that way. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to do it also with a 45 tweezer, because you can make these fans really with any tweezer you have on hand. We could use, here is our rose gold. This is actually an isolation tweezer, but again, you can create a fan using isolation tweezers. Here's our straight classic tweezer. Doesn't have a curve, it's just straight. And you can also make a fan using these. The number one thing you need is a good grip, so as long as you can pick up, you can create a fan using our Easy Fan lashes. I'll even show you guys with our 45-degree tweezer. This is the gold one. We also carry them in black, matte, and gloss. And you can see here that this is a smaller tip than the boot tweezer. The boot tweezer is a lot thicker. This one's a lot thinner. And again, guys, you can create a fan using any of these tweezers. As long as you have a good grip and you can pick up your fan, then you're good to go. All right, Lash fam, that's gonna conclude the video for today. I hope you guys learned something new. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, send this video to someone that it may help also. And go ahead and check out our tweezer collection. I'm gonna leave it in the description below. Any of these tweezers here are gonna help you guys with your sets and make them a lot more consistent and speed up the process for you. I love you guys. Thank you for following along, and we'll be back.